Good afternoon and welcome to Afternoon Cocktail. My name's Amanda Ashley. I'm your host. We have a great show ahead today, so I've brought along with me some guests that are local to the Rochester music scene. I have Rizzo that's going to be performing some of his original songs. He's representing Rochester and New York City at this point. We also have Ramerman of the Green Room Recording Studios here with me today to talk some music business, talk about an upcoming festival that he's hosting this weekend, and also just to pick his brain a little bit about life. So, this morning, before I got into anything, I'm kind of a nerd about this, but a social media nerd. But I really like to check out Pinterest because I'm obsessed with reading all the quotes. But a lot of it is just to kind of get myself in a positive mindset for the day that's ahead. And these days, I'll take in as much positivity as I could bring forth. So today's topic is about positive affirmations. And boys, are you with me, Matt?
I think so. I think we're here.
Hey, Matt, Aaron?
Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I don't see your beautiful faces.
Here, let's see. Oh, it says my video's going. Hold on. Let me stop it and start it again.
Let me try to make that beautiful. Maybe that'll help.
So one of the things, the reason why I'm unmuting these boys is I would love for them to kind of help me out. Maybe you guys could do this even while your video is not functioning properly. So I want you guys to repeat after me. We're going to kick this off with a positive affirmation. I am a powerful force.
I am a powerful force.
Filled with love and strength.
Filled with love and strength.
Today, I will succeed in being.
Today, I will succeed in being.
And being the best person I can be.
In being the best person I can be.
There you are. Hello.
We're working now?
Look at that.
Now we're working.
All right.
That's
It just took the magic words to get it started.
There you go. Yeah. So, well, cheers to all three of you. So, Aaron, who's behind you there? You
This is Tristan Jarvis. Tristan Jarvis, my longtime collaborator and bass player.
Lovely. Well, Tristan, thanks for being a part of this as well.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Aaron and Tristan, I'm going to have you guys kick off the show. So, you have a very appropriately titled first track that you're going to play for us, which is called
Just One Glass. And I will.
All right. Well, cheers. Bottoms up, everybody.
Right.
Here's Aaron Rizzo and Tristan Jarvis.
You good? Yeah. I got my suitcase tied like I have a set, and I've been in a Cadillac. Gonna drive till the break of day, until I find my way back home. Cause I give you all my love, I swear to God above, it was not enough for you and all your little fantasies that I just couldn't take, just couldn't recreate for you, my darling. And oh, and you, ooh, my little arms, I knew you couldn't see through. Oh, yeah. But I will get by. Don't ask why. I'm pouring just one glass of wine. Now, ooh, tired of being used for time and fancy shoes. It happens almost every time. What once was full of shine fades. Ooh, yeah. Oh, you, my little child, knew you couldn't see through. Yeah, yeah. But I will get by. Don't ask why. I'm pouring just one glass of wine. Saying, whoa, you, my little, you couldn't see it through. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, yeah, we'll get by. Don't ask why. I'm pouring just one glass, yeah, 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 of wine. Yeah,
Woo, boys, that was smooth.
Thank
Amazing. Aaron,
you.
I mean, you guys make me melt. Amazing. I missed your voice. I do. I think you're such a great band. And thank you for being a part of this. So you guys just released a second album, correct? Like pretty recently?
Yeah, we're working on the second full album, but we've been releasing it in single installments. So
Okay.
releasing parts of the album. Yeah.
Nice. You find that, I mean, it seems like pretty much most musicians, or I'm even going in that direction with my music as well. Do you feel that releasing your songs as singles is more beneficial in regards to music sales, or,
I
is it
think
more about just putting out something fresh?
it's more the latter half. I think when you look at it from strictly a numbers standpoint, singles make sense. But I've always been someone who appreciates albums because I think things like song order and liner notes and all that stuff's really important to, I think, how someone should perceive a work of art like that. So it's just kind of a singles game now. The reason we're doing it as singles for the most part is just the songs aren't done. So we just wanted to put things out periodically to show, hey, we're still alive, we're still doing this. And we've got one more release coming up, and then after that, it's going to be the full record release.
Now, did you record this so you've spent some time in New York City this year, right? So you were attending school down there, or tell me about your experience in New York City. So I know you've been
Sure.
gigging around.
Yeah, kind of been all over the place lately. So I went to school in Ithaca, graduated there in May, and then moved down to New York City pretty soon after that. And I've been living there since October. And most of the recording of this album has been done prior to that. We had a few weeks back in winter that we got into the studio to record a lot of this stuff, but now we're finally just kind of finishing stuff up. And I just live down there. We're trying to get into the scene down there right now, but most of the stuff was done prior to that move.
So, I mean, what's it like? You're back in Rochester currently,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been back since before like all the COVID-19 madness hit? Because I mean, I'm from Long Island originally. I have family down there. I have my brother-in-law works for NYPD. So, you know, there's definitely some concerns. And, you know, up here we can only sense what it's like. Like you get, I mean, we're all on lockdown, right? So we feel the effect of it, and it's present here too, but not to that same degree that it's down there. It's so in your face, and you know,
Sure.
to see barren streets in the busiest like city that never sleeps. You know, like how does that make you feel? Like when you see news reports, or you know, like knowing people down there. I'm sure you have a lot of friends and connections.
Yeah, it's very strange. I'm worried for all my friends and, you know, people that I work with that are still down there. And I'll never perceive it the same as someone who is from New York City, you know, but it's strange. I mean, New York City is so known for having resilient people, and it does. And there's some of the most resilient people I've ever met. And it's sad to see something that has crippled businesses that I've worked for, or, you know, it's hurt people that I really admire and look up to. And it really hit me when I left. It was one of the last days that I was there, and I left work one day. I was walking through Midtown to go to the train, and I walked by a Trader Joe's on my way, and there was a line of people stretched about 2 blocks long waiting to get in. And the woman who was working was telling them to leave because they were all out. Like they couldn't accept any more people in the store. And that's kind of when it hit me, you know, and it's scary to be in a place where everyone is so confined and like on top of each other like that. And New York City, the people who live in New York City and people who are from New York City are still to this day remain some of the most resilient people I've ever met. So I have confidence that they're going to bounce back. And
sure. I think for us, I lived through 9/11. I was an early teen. I was like maybe 16 at the time. And,
Right.
you know, New Yorkers, Long Island's, for all those people that have that tough skin and that tough talk, it was the one time where you really saw people band together and support one another. And honestly,
Right.
it was one of the most beautiful things to come out of, you know, such a dark, gloomy, you know, it was like the light at the end of that gloomy, dark tunnel, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget the way that felt, you know, the way the air smelled, you know, like that's something that sticks with me. And I can only imagine that people are the same way now. You know, I hope so, at least. I know that this isn't, you know, brought upon a lot of fear, and people are panicking, but I think in the end, hopefully it bands people together. One more question. So, you know, you guys had been touring around. What was one of like the best experiences you had while you were traveling? What was one of your favorite cities, and why?
I think, I mean, kind of going off what we were just talking about, I think New York City, it was a tie between New York City and Rochester, honestly, because Rochester, it was really cool because it was my hometown, and a lot of my hometown friends came out. And it's always great to play in Rochester. I love coming back here to play. But the New York City gig was it was in this tiny, tiny, tiny bar. And it was supposed to be this acoustic show, but they had to change the venue last minute. So we ended up playing with all acoustic instruments, but we just had to play really loud because we didn't have any microphones. And it just turned into this like really fun yelling party, for lack of a better way to put it. It was just one of those gigs where, everyone was dialed in, everyone was tuned in, and like, you kind of looked around and saw how ridiculous it was, what was happening, and it just made it better, and it was towards the latter half of the tour as well. So like the camaraderie was really, really built up at that point, and there was no pressure. It was just plain fun. It was great.
Awesome. Very cool. And now, so today's show and theme is just about positive affirmations. Is there a time in your life where somebody that you love and respect gave you a few words of wisdom or advice that's kind of just stuck with you throughout history, and that's kind of really influenced how you go about your daily life? Is there anybody, or what was that phrase that did it for you?
I'm not sure if he meant it in the way that I've carried it with me, but when I was younger, my grandfather, he still tries to get on roofs today, but we tell him not to. He was a roofer, and so he was always working with tools, very, very handy guy, just, very blue collar worker. And he always told me, respect your tools and they'll respect you. And I'm not sure if he was talking about a screwdriver or just life in general, but I've kind of carried that. I just took what I could from it. And it just has reminded, every interaction I've ever been a part of, it has just reminded me that everything is a two-way street. There's two sides to everything. It's always important to take care of the people who support you. And in my case, that's the people who come to the shows, who buy the records, who just, stream the music, share the post, all the people who are gracious enough to support me. It's really important for me to try to go above and beyond to make sure that you all feel appreciated and understand that we realize how lucky we are to be doing what we do in the world that exists right now. And it's always been really important for me that people understand that. So that phrase has kind of affirmed that time and time again.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Aaron, Tristan, we'll see you guys at the end of the show. You're going to perform one more song for us. Thank you for being a part of this and for the interview. And I hope you guys stay safe and healthy and in good spirits. Hey, Matt Ramerman. Hey, thank you. Ramerman,
how's it
what's
going?
up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Hey, we're hanging in here, right?
Thanks for having me on.
So Matt Ramerman, tell us about, so you've owned a recording studio now for how many years?
Well, I guess that's a complicated question.
Yeah.
Whether we're talking about a brick and mortar or how long I've been in the business. But I'm a musician first, engineer second. I've been doing music my whole life and recording since, probably 10 years old. I was sitting there plugging a mixer into the 1/8-inch jack in the back of the computer trying to get some audio to happen. So
Thank God for guys like you. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. So I've been in my current location for 2 years. I've been back in Rochester for 7 years now. Prior to that, I was in Philadelphia and Los Angeles, still doing music and engineering and production. So it's a ever-changing journey.
Sure. And now especially, right? So
Yes, it is.
we've been up, last night you and Bo were working on, this next phase of recording, right? So I feel like we're witnessing a major turning point in our technological history right now with everything that's happening, with this happening, what I'm doing right now, we've had to educate ourselves all week. And Bo's been doing most of Boya Productions is behind the beauty of this camera work and the setup, but thank God for guys like you that are willing to take the time to learn this art. It's a whole nother art form.
That's what it is. It gets us excited to have new technology and fun things to play with and a new frontier. So
Sure. It's a new thing to conquer. I kind of feel excited in a weird way, like, I mean, this isn't, I had to pull together, I teach virtually as well. So, like in the past week, just trying to figure out, like, how can I still make my lessons effective and how can I still be working, and being productive with this time that we're given. So, yeah. But for your recording, so you have, how many albums would you say you've recorded? Like a guesstimate. I'm sure it's a pretty large number.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. At one point, I used to frame them all and put them on the wall, and at some point, we ran out of wall space. I don't know. It's hundreds, you know.
Yeah. Now you play, aside from being a recording engineer, I mean, you play in multiple projects as, I mean, Matt's a really incredible drummer, probably one of the best here in town, no doubt. How do you balance your time? So, I mean, you have all these, you have some really solid groups. So obviously you're rehearsing with them. I mean, maybe not every night, but you have rehearsals. You're recording other people's projects. I'm sure you got projects of your own, and then on top of that, you're raising two young children. How do you balance your life and manage to be so effective in all these different areas?
Uh, that's a great question. I would say that sometimes it doesn't feel balanced. That's just being real. But um, I, I do things that I'm passionate about. I work with wonderful people. I have a wonderful, understanding wife who allows me to do that. And also, I get to spend a lot of time with my children. Most of the stuff that I do is nights and weekends, which can be a challenge in itself, but also like especially in this time, it gives me some wonderful time to just be at home with the kids and do my best at homeschooling, which is a new frontier here. Uh,
Sure.
but I think people who are in this really in this business full time are in it because they're passionate. It's not a business you get in because it's easy or it's just the most fun thing in the world. I mean, performing is fun, but being in the business is really can be a challenge. And I think so when you do that, you're not in it just for money. You're not in it for some other reason. You're in it because you love it. And I see that in you. I see that in Aaron Rizzo. I see that in the 50 performers that we had this weekend for the festival. It's really a
Yeah,
thing.
tell us more about the festival. So what's it called and how many days is it running? How many artists do you have?
It is 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We have over 50 artists performing. Everybody is performing from their home. This is, again, a new fun and challenging technological frontier here to have all these artists who are um, putting on a festival, but nobody's in a single physical location. So I've been involved as a concert promoter and done lots of events. This one carries some of those same things in terms of the logistics of just getting people scheduled and worked out that way, but new logistical challenges in terms of how do we get that to people. And I just, want to acknowledge Bo has been a wonderful support. Bo Ryan, Mike Geary, Floated Magazine, Kit Upra, all these people are really helping this thing come together. Jeff Dale at Three Heads. And so I really, it's a community effort. It's a really cool thing. It's going to be streamed live. You'll be able to see it on all the individual artist pages as well as in the event and on the green stream page. So it's going to be a simulcast across a lot of different pages and a lot of different avenues here. So we also have a lot of the venues are now involved. So we have Abilene, Flower City Station, Photo City, Anthology, Three Heads are all also going to be rebroadcasting that, and we're really thankful for their support on that as well.
Very cool and such a great idea. Thanks for pulling this together. I think right now is a time where people are just, we're stuck at home. They're looking for some content. And for all those people that, struggled to get out to those music venues that were just like watching stuff from home, I mean, I feel like you're in your like euphoria right now. Because like what Matt's about to bring to you is like you can't possibly say you haven't seen any of these artists perform. Although once all this is gone, I hope this encourages you to go see these people live.
I also would say I don't
So,
feel those as being mutually exclusive. I see a future where both of those things occur simultaneously. I don't think streaming is
sure.
going away, and I don't think live performing is going away. I think when this thing's all done, we're just going to have both really, um, feeding the arts from as many platforms as possible.
Sure, I'm definitely interested to see like how far streaming goes, you know? Like I mean this is just the beginning. To see like how this long term affects everything that's happening because it has to happen right now, right? School, you know, music, I mean everything, any business, you know, like this really changes the platform for so many people. It's pretty wild and exciting. And yeah, Matt, so I asked Aaron this question, and I'd like to ask you as well. So today we've been talking about positive affirmations. Is there anything you tell yourself in the morning before you go about your day, or words that you live by that maybe have been passed along to you from someone that really just has had quite the impact on your life? Do you have any of those words to share with us?
I used to study with study drums and do coaching with someone named Dom Familaro, who's a drummer down also on Long Island, actually, in Port Jefferson. And he's just a very dynamic guy. Always had a very positive message, and he used to have this saying, which at the time I thought was really cheesy, and every now and then it comes back to me as whenever I'm kind of having one of those moments where I need a little inspiration. He used to say, "Onward and upward," and 18-year-old me said, "Oh, what the heck is this guy saying?" And 38-year-old says, "Yeah, let's do it. Onward and upward. Let's keep on keeping on when things get tough and keep moving." So that comes to
Awesome.
mind.
There's a new movie called Onward, right? I think Bo just took Remy to see it. But yeah, I I agree. I think both stories that you guys shared are, you know, for sure words to live by, and I could see why it's had that impact on you. Thank you so much, Matt, for being a part of this, and good luck this weekend with managing all these 50 artists and pulling together all the last minute strings to put to showcase something really amazing for our community and beyond. So thank you. Hey, Aaron, are you still there?
Yes, we are still here. Hopefully.
Hello again. You guys want
Hi.
to play us one last song before we close out?
Sure, sure. Just want to say
So,
thank you for having us, by the
oh,
way, also.
my pleasure. So wait, before you play, your recordings, your music can be found where?
Everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, Facebook, Quadio. Shout out to Quadio. It's a new streaming platform. Definitely check it out. Yeah, anywhere that you consume music, my stuff is there.
All right, so make sure you check out Aaron Rizzo's music. Follow him on Instagram, on Facebook. He's really incredible. Listen to his music beyond this live stream. And Aaron, take it away. What's your next song called?
Our next and last song is called Push, and we are releasing it on April 17th. Right,
Yay.
3, 4, 1, 2. You left your shoes out under the table, and your prescription spilled on the floor. I found a wound from your kiss on my shoulder. Don't wanna cover up your mess no more. How can something so damn good be so wrong? Won't get my hopes way up, 'cause I know this won't last for long. 'Cause you pushed me over the edge. Yeah, you pushed me over the edge. Oh, should've never let you into my bed. 'Cause I can't get you out of my head now. And you pushed me over the edge. Don't come searching for shelter. I'm not the love that you so desperately need. You're making quite the mountain out of this morning. Yeah, bending atmosphere too thin to breathe in. So how can feeling love this could be so wrong? Won't get my hopes way up, 'cause I know this won't last for long. 'Cause you push me over the edge, yeah, yeah, yeah. You push me over the edge. Oh, I should've never let you into my bed, 'cause I can't get you out of my head, yeah, yeah. And you push me over the edge. If I don't see you, I can be strong. Yeah, but if you show your face, you know my strength won't last for long. 'Cause you push me over the edge, yeah. Yeah, you push me over the edge. Ooh, I should've never let you into my bed. This I can't get you out of my head. You push me over the edge. Yeah, you push me over the edge. Yeah, you push me over the edge. Oh, should've never let you into my bed, 'cause I can't get you out of my head. And you push me over the edge.
Amazing job, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
As
you.
Aaron Rizzo as a duo here. Big thank you to Matt Ramerman. And I did also want to thank Boyer Productions for helping me put this all together and make this show look as good as it does. Thank you, Bo. I'd like to leave you off with just a little closing out statement. So today we open the show with a positive affirmation. Affirmations are used to reprogram the subconscious mind. They're used to encourage us to believe certain things about ourselves or about the world and our place within the world. They're also used to help us create the reality we want, often in terms of making or attracting wealth, love, beauty, and happiness. So ask yourself, what do you want for yourself? What do you want to achieve? How can you maximize this given time? And always remember that you are the creator of your own destiny. Be your best authentic self. Do great things for those who love you. And most of all, do great things for yourself because you deserve them. Have an amazing day. I will be back Friday at 1 p.m. right here. Tune in. Be sure to share this. Thank you again, Aaron Rizzo and Matt Ramerman. And thank you for tuning in to Afternoon Cocktail. Take care.